What's up? What's up? What's the word, y'all? It's your girl, She's Perfection, and I'm here with my main man, Mayan. Mayan, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Munya across all platforms, and we're here today.
We
What's
here
going
today.
on? Another
Yes, sir.
episode.
Episode number 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are back again, and today we got some good topics. Social media been going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We got a heck of a lot of debates today.
Right.
It's some stuff we need to get off our chest. But before we get into all of that, Mayan, how was your week?
My week was crazy. Steady though. I had a good week. I'm trying not to complain.
Yeah.
It was good. Um, Gym schedule going on great. I always want to talk about that so we can inspire each other. You know what I'm saying? So that was good. I kind of had some junk food. So I kind of cheated early, so I didn't know how that's going
Uh
to pan out.
oh.
But I had a good week, though. How was your week?
Uh, let's just say slow motion. Okay, slow motion's better than no motion. Okay,
I like that.
and child, I don't look like what I've been through.
And
So
what you been through?
it's been a lot, and I ain't gonna even get into it because it's
Right.
something else that's on my chest today. I
Right.
got something else on my chest today.
Well,
Okay,
say it. That's why we're here, right?
okay, and I'm trying to figure out the men out here
Right.
needs to be aware of the things that they say, the things that they reference, because I'm tired of these men, masculine men, heterosexual men, doing things that women do, saying things that women say, and it's time for me to kind of let them know what it means when they use these female terms. We got a clip we gonna play, and I'm gonna let y'all know what y'all out here doing, fellas.
What the girl say? Clock it.
Clock.
Real talk.
You know it's T when you see them two fingers touching. They want to be the women so bad. Who the fuck gonna be the boy?
Okay, so this is not my first time seeing men all around the internet talking about clock it. Clock it, clock it, okay? I see a lot of heterosexual men doing that. And just to let y'all know, that is not a woman's term. Women did not come up with that. Gay men came up with that term. So you as a heterosexual man going around talking about clock it, that's a gay man's term. So before you go and tell your homeboy clock it, or before you go tell your girlfriend to clock it, before you joke around and say these terms, just know where they came from and where they originated. Okay? Should no masculine heterosexual man be joking like that? Should be talking to their homeboy, referencing clock it, clock it. That is not only a female's term, but that term was created by the gay community. So just the FYI, fellas, learn what y'all digging into. Okay, learn what y'all digging into.
Yeah, that's crazy. And just watching them talk like that, even the way they communicating, I
Right.
feel like it's on some feminine energy, right?
It
The way they
was.
communicating and kikiing
They
and giggling and doing
kikiing,
all
yes,
of that.
yes.
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I just be wanting to go back to the old school so bad.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is just like we can't be doing that. But I don't know. You know, I'm kind of older. I feel like these days the man purses be out of order, the hairstyles be out of order, even how
Nails.
people the nails is out of order. I mean, we done spoke about stuff like that on the previous episodes. Look, I'm gonna take a different angle because you know I always like to do that. There's, you know, RIP to a scholar out of Chicago.
Okay.
Her name is Dr. Frances Cress Wellesley. She died in 2016. She wrote a book called The ISIS Papers.
Okay.
And she was talking about, back in the 80s, talking about with the black man, they're going to start sagging their pants. And then from the pants, they're going to go to the dresses, and it's going to be in the fashion. And before you know it, it's like our men going to be feminized, right? And what it looked like, a big dude, 6 something, all men out talking about clock it and all of this stuff, paying attention to what women are doing. When has that ever been the thing? You're not even supposed to. Women gonna do what they do. Men gonna do what they do. Let's get back to having manly conversations. Stay out of women's business and let
Yes.
them do what they do. Let's not try to be like them, talk like them, pick up on what they, mannerisms and everything. So I think, you have a good point to be bent out of shape over that because it's
Yeah.
like, that's not the thing.
I'm seeing it too much, and I'm just feeling like these men are not aware of what they're doing, And I'm not saying it from a standpoint of judgmental, If that's what you do, is what you do. But if you claiming to be a masculine heterosexual man, these terms are not just women's terms, and even if it is, a man should not be kikiing with another man to myself, clock it. And and even when they did say it, they didn't even use it in a manly voice. They use it in a feminine voice.
Right.
So, you just gotta be careful with what you do. Everybody's so caught up in social media that they are so unaware of what's happening, in the real world. So, and I'm just dropping gems for you fellas, okay? Just so y'all know. So the ladies won't be looking up to catch y'all talking about clock that T and be looking like, he a little,
Right. And it go both ways too. It's like,
Yeah.
how would you feel if a female wants to be on some how we do talking about, look, I'm gonna pull up, dog,
Yeah.
whatever, doing all of that.
Men don't
acting
like
on-
that.
You
Men
know,
don't
it's
like that.
It's like
you got
come on,
women
like,
who do that.
Yeah.
But men, it's a turnoff to me.
Yeah, it is a turn off. Like
So-
you can't be acting like you a dude. Now,
Right.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just the same. It's not on, man. I think we just got to get back to who we are.
Yeah.
And stick to our authenticity as a man. Stick to your authenticity as a woman.
Yep.
Be masculine as a man. Stay in your feminine as a woman. And then when we come together, it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's
hope
supposed
so.
to.
Hope so, y'all. So be on your P's and Q's.
You
ladies.
got off that. You got it off your chest real
I
fast.
got it off my chest, man, because I've been seeing it too much.
Right.
I've been seeing it too much across social media, and the men has really been getting a little too comfortable. And I just wanted to let the fellas know where the term came from and who
Right.
created it. So hopefully, that sheds some light on a little tea time. But getting into our next topic, okay?
Right.
Speaking of social media,
Right.
social media has been in a frenzy about these Instagram models, rappers, baby mamas, all just sleeping around and mixing and mingling. Okay, so the topic is, I guess, Jada Waiter, Ari, Moneybagg Yo, G Herbo, everybody is entangled in because of something that Jada exposed about Ari, and we're gonna play the clip just in case if y'all didn't see it.
Them rumors are true. No shade. That's been going on. That's been a thing. But I don't want to talk about that. Like, literally, let's not talk about that.
So
Right.
if you don't want to talk about it, why did you talk about it? Okay.
Right.
However, my question would be, why, if she's not with her baby daddy no more and she's not friends with Ari no more, why even bring it up? Why even confirm something that, that doesn't even matter, because that's not your man and that's not your friend, So I think she did that. She wanted to start up some commotion. She wanted to start up some confusion, got everybody just going all crazy. Now everybody looking at Ari like Ari is a hoe and Ari is cheating on her man, and she might be still messing with G Herbo, her baby daddy. So, she just really got her out here looking bad. And it's a mess. But the thing about it is, in the industry, ain't nobody off limits. That's just how the industry works. That's how the industry works. They all switch each other's girl. You'll catch her with this dude, you'll catch a dude with one girl, and then you'll catch another dude with the same. They all share each other. So I don't see why everybody is all bent out of shape about it.
Right. Well, I don't know who these people is.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They
young.
look so young, but look, nothing is new under the sun.
Yeah.
That's been going on in the industry in real life.
Yeah.
You have certain dudes, they get off,
Yeah.
dealing with their friend's girl after they leave. He'll do, you're going to pick up, your girl
Right.
together with him. You're doing everything together. And as soon as you leave that situation, a few years later, they getting it on.
They will.
Or they
Exactly.
married. Or
Exactly.
they got a kid together.
Yep.
And relationships get messed up, you know, through something like that. And it's a lot been going on. I done had it in my personal life too, where it's like, you know, I'm dealing with somebody and then, you know what I'm saying, I have a friend or I got a homeboy, he don't know the real deal or whatever.
Right.
And then Shorty be like showing me like, look, ain't this your homeboy? He
Yeah.
trying to holler at me.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know, it's expected.
Yeah,
That's
for
just
sure.
what happens. Some people are just dogs like that.
Yeah,
And then you got to realize when you dealing with your homeboys, you got to realize in a relationship, women too, it's like a personal thing where people just like that. Some people the whole time they're not your friends. They want what you got.
Yeah, it's a bro code and it's a girl code, you know, and I think a lot of that was broken. I also seen where G Herbo had unfollowed Lil Baby, and they had did a song together. And, you know, they had reported that G Herbo, which is Ari's baby father, had ended up unfollowing Lil Baby because allegedly they slept together. And, you know, I think it's because they did a song together. And, you know, G Herbo probably like, you know, I can't respect you. You know, we doing a song together and we kicking it and acting like we cool whole time. You know, you slept with my baby mama, which I don't understand why he kept. But maybe it's a bro code. You know, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, you know, is it some kind of guy code to where if you're not with your baby mama and you kicking it with a dude, would you be mad at that dude for not telling you he slept with your baby mama?
Yeah, I'd be mad at dude.
Even if y'all just met, y'all just getting in tune, y'all just, you know, getting connected, doing music together, and you would be mad at that dude. You would feel like that dude owes you loyalty to tell you that he slept with your baby mama when y'all not even locked in. Y'all ain't even locked in like that. Y'all really just met, kind of.
Yeah, I guess it's different for me. If you anybody that my homeboys dealt with or might have been talking to or something like that, it's
Yeah.
off limits. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm dealing with them and I don't know, or they dealing and they don't know, the minute you know, it's like I'm cool on that because the relationship that I have with my homeboys or whoever I'm locked in with is a lot more important. I just met you.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? That's what I think. And I was always taught that when it comes to relationship, it finishes how it starts.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? How you met her is how you gonna lose her. How you meet them is how you gonna lose them. So a lot of these dudes, how they going is like you take somebody girl and you dealing with her, the same thing that you did to the next person. You know, it's a high probability. It's a high chance it's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying every relationship is like that, but you have to be mindful. You know, see, there's rules and regulations to everything. You dig
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it
Even when
is.
it comes to relationship, how you meet a person
Yeah.
and how you kick it with them, it's gonna mean a lot. Me personally, that's how I was raised. That's why I never been dated somebody in my neighborhood because my homeboys always used to be like, okay, these is our sisters, you know. So I always kicked
right.
it with people out of town.
Yeah.
You know, somebody close to me, I don't really. There's rules and regulations. It's like off limits to me. That's how I live, and he saved me a lot of drama. But some people are not like that, and you got to be mindful.
Yeah. I think that Lil Baby don't owe G Herbo no loyalty, especially if y'all ain't been locked in. You know what I mean? And my question would be, which one of you niggas asked for the feature? Which one? Whose idea was it for y'all to combine and do a song together and link up? You know, would determine whether or not, you know, if one party should be mad at the other, you know. So if he slept with your baby mama and you asked him to do a feature and he did the feature without telling you he slept with your baby mama, what's wrong with that? You know, ain't no problem with that. You know, y'all ain't locked in, y'all ain't friends, y'all ain't cool, y'all did y'all song and that's it. You know, what he looked like, you know, coming to a video shoot or, you know, doing a record with you, like, yeah, I just want to let you know, fam, I fucked your baby mama. Damn, that's like that's some instant fighting shit. Like that shit is gonna instantly cause a problem. So I feel like if Lil Baby didn't feel the need to tell J Herbo that he messed with his baby mama, I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? That's just creating just drama. You know, that's drama. But Lil Baby could have declined the feature, or Lil Baby could have been like, nah, bro, you know, I'm busy.
That's what I was gonna say, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, because our money ain't good money, right?
Exactly.
Our money not good money. Me, it's like, oh, we finna get some money together. I just gotta let you know off the cuff. Like, this what happened off the gate, bruh.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of money involved, but look, just to let you know, whoop to whoop, let's straighten this out. that's how I would have did it. Because in the future, the relationship gonna be good. Because
Yeah.
now you do all of that, what's it looking like as far as the money now?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, they got it messy. They got it messy in the social media streets. They are trending now. That's what everybody is talking about. So, yeah, I guess y'all chime in. Let us know what y'all think. What's y'all opinion?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
so
gon'
I got, you know what I'm saying? We be always talking about stuff that be trending and all. I got
Yeah.
a question that I want to ask you.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I got a
Come
question that I
on
want
with it. Come on with it. Y'all know how to come on with the questions.
Yeah, I want to put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
So,
Oh, wow.
do you think every woman has a price?
Yeah,
That's what I want to ask.
I do. Every woman
Speak
has
on
a
it.
price
Why you say
to
that?
sleep with her.
Yeah.
Is that what we're referring to? Would every woman be willing to sleep with a man for a price?
Right.
Um,
That's a long pause.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. It's just because you got some woman who has morals and ain't going for no price, you know. But the same women with morals and ain't going for a price would sleep with their favorite celebrity or their celebrity crush for free, you know, or for money, but or for free for that matter.
Right.
So I don't think every woman has a price, you know. But I do think every woman is obtainable to certain men, you know, certain
Right.
guys, you know, with the right amount of money, with the right amount of fame, with the right amount of game, with the right amount of
Whatever.
swag, you know, with the right amount
Whatever.
of yeah.
Whatever that woman into.
Yeah. She may not have a price. She may not. She may say she's not gonna sleep with you, and you offer her how much, and she's like, no, I'm not gonna sleep with you. But if you continue to pursue her in other ways, you may not have to pay. You know, you may
Right.
just be able to sleep with her with the pursuit of, another angle. So,
So-
I don't think so.
So what Maya is saying is if a guy come up to a woman, we talking about every woman, right?
Right.
If a guy come up to a woman and say, I want to sleep with you, and she say no at first, do you think that every woman got a certain price where they would say yeah? Whether it's $100 or $100,000 or $1 million.
No, I don't.
So you think some women will turn down $1 million to not sleep with somebody?
Yeah, it depends on the circumstances. What if she already got $1 million? What if this woman already got $1 million and he offered her $1 million? You know what I mean? And she ain't no greedy. She ain't greedy. She ain't money hungry. She ain't chasing money. You know? And what if she just not attractive? What if she just not attracted to him? What if he ugly? What if he what if he stink? What if his hygiene is bad? You know what I mean? What if he got a cocked eye and missing teeth? You know what I mean? So, and he offer her, hey, I got $1 million for you, baby. Let me get it. No, some women are not viable. Some women are not viable. But
Right.
you can possibly get sex or get something from this woman if you maybe take her out on a few dates. Run game on her, convince her that you want to marry her, you want to be a family with her. If you tell her what she want to hear, you might can get it for free.
Right.
You just gotta know. You just gotta be, the kind of dude who knows how to maneuver when it comes to women.
Right. Okay. That's an interesting response to the question because just the other day I watched something. I think it was a doctor. I can't remember. It was a dude talking about, women control sex and men control relationships.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
women, it's like when you meet a woman the first time and they are the gatekeepers to the sex.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like you having a conversation with them. You trying to crack it and you saying any and everything. Like what you saying, it's like you trying to offer, it could be marriage, it could be money, it could be whatever, just to crack. And then after the dude crack, he not really interested no more like that. So it's almost like the woman got to now chase down on the dude like for a relationship now
Yeah.
because he done did what he's supposed to do. So I feel like it's a dynamic that's kind of crazy. Whether it's true or not, that's for y'all to judge. But I feel like You know, it's kind of like when people say everybody got a price. I think it's kind of like the same question. Like everybody, it's not necessarily like monetary, but it could be like what you saying. Some people will fall for people that are always offering money because that's their thing.
Yeah.
Some people gonna fall for people that are always coming through like they offering being a husband or being a family person or whatever that woman puts on the top of her list of what's important. If a dude come through talking about, this is what they offering,
Yeah.
they have it's a high probability that they're gonna rock with that dude. Some women is like, look, if he's 6'4" and over,
Yeah.
or if it's 6'1" and over, he could get it.
I think every
So it
woman. I think every woman has a price depending on how much she needs it. I think every woman has a price depending on her desperation. I think every woman has a price depending on her mental state and her financial state. If it's a situation where she's down to her last, have no hope, have no way of getting $1,500 to pay her rent, and a decent looking guy that's handsome and tall and 6'4" comes to her and say, "Hey, baby, I like you," and she's attracted to him and she's feeling him, and he comes to her and say, "Hey, I pay the $1,500 for rent if you come home with me." She probably more than likely would consider, depending on her circumstances. If she ain't got the $1,500 and she about to get put out, and this man is attractive and she want to sleep with him for free anyways, she's probably definitely gonna take it. So I definitely depend. It depends on her mental state, her financial situation, and her attraction to the man who's offering.
Right. Okay.
Simple.
Okay. Nah, that's
That's what I think. So if y'all think otherwise, if I got it wrong, or that's just what I think. That's just what I think.
What's the comment section saying? We got the comment section jumping.
Yes, never will I sell my soul for money. I agree. Some people don't have to. Some people, yes, I agree with you. Perfection. Yes, yes, yes. Some women don't have to sell their souls for money. I agree. Yes, yes, yes. Price beyond rubies. That's not something that you should have to buy. Okay. Yep. I agree. Let's see. You better preach. Yes, you ain't selling it for $1 million.
They're
Never will I
agreeing with you
sell
in the chat.
my soul for money. Yeah, some women have morals. Some women ain't.
Yeah.
You got some women out here that'll do anything for $1.
You
Even if they don't need it. You got women who love money and will do anything for $1, who don't need the money, but just want more. Just want more. Just want more.
And I'm gonna rephrase that for you. We got people out here that'll do anything for money.
Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah.
That's why I would say if money is the most important thing to you, and you do anything for money,
oh, yeah.
I want to rock with you.
Yeah,
Because
ready
you
for
might
you
do
to
something funny for something strange for a piece of change just to get that
Yeah.
just to get that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what you might do.
Yeah.
So that's why I rock with people that think money is on top of everything. Oh, for money. Nah, man, because you that
Yeah, a
ain't it.
woman who's God fearing, who's aware of herself. Not to say a woman without flaws, but a woman who has morals and has self-respect. Who is following God's and trying to do their best to be a good woman. Because I do agree with the comment with Apri when she says she's not selling her soul, because doing something you don't want to do, deep in your heart, deep in your spirit, doing something you don't want to do for money, that is definitely similar to just selling your soul, because that's something you don't want to do in your soul and you willing to do it for money, for a benefit, then I think that is definitely selling your soul.
Yeah, and I feel like it's too many of people in our society, in our community that do. It's almost like, and we have different terms for it, offer to get the bag, get to the bag, and all of that. I feel like sometimes we be so concerned about getting to the money.
Yeah.
We be missing out on the real blessings. The blessing could be right in front of you, but
Anything,
you're
yeah.
so busy trying to get to the money.
Yep.
You got a real dude in front of you that has potential. You dig what I'm saying? That you can build something that's generational. with.
Exactly. I was
But
gonna
you
say
looking
that.
at this ball playing my DM.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
somebody, he already in the NBA. You gotta
Let me go get this quick
let me-
5,000.
Yeah, he selling. If he sent me a ticket to fly out to Vegas.
Yeah.
And he got an Airbnb that's fly. You thinking about the Instagram pictures? You thinking about whatever he could do?
I knew it. It was hotline. Get it off your chest podcast.
Hotline. Who we got on the phone?
This is me. It's a pre.
Get it off
Uh,
your chest podcast.
Who we got on the phone right now?
A pre.
Hey, Apri.
Hey, Pre, what going on, Pre?
We've been waiting for you to call, girl. We see you in the comments.
No, I was waiting, letting y'all, talk through it. But I do agree with you, perfection, when it comes to the question, like, would you have sex for money?
Mm-hmm.
And like we all know, there's people in the world that will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Munyon said, you got people who need that money. They'll do anything for a piece of change.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about a woman and a man of God, or just a person with morals, I know I'm priced beyond rubies. I would never sell my soul for money.
Yeah.
If I was not a woman that knows who she is and knows whose she is, I would do that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because I'll be of the world.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you think about that, it's just like, if, like you gave that example of a woman that needed the $1,500, so she slept with a man. You think about that, it's almost like an even exchange. I sell you my soul for $1,500, but again, what happens when I pay my rent? I'm short
Yep.
next month, or I
Yep.
need groceries.
Yep.
What do I do again? I'm in that same
Exactly.
vicious cycle.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's almost like the like a drug dealer, or somebody, they got a debt. You know what I'm saying? I look at the guys in prison. They get the fix, they get the drugs, but now, or somebody trafficking in prison, I do it one time, you got me by the balls. Excuse my language. You got
Mm-hmm.
me by the balls, because now I have to do whatever I have to do, because I don't want you to tell me, or I want you to give me that hit again.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about that, it's the same situation. But as for me, like, if I like a guy,
Right.
even though I'm a Christian woman, we
Mm-hmm.
all have flaws
Mm-hmm.
beyond what we can see. Is that if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You're gonna sleep with him, you're gonna sleep with him.
Yeah.
But it has to be a man of course, substance. Because I don't like surface level thinkers. I don't. I can't get with it. I like a man, like you already know. I've already said this,
Yeah.
that feeds my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Met a guy a while ago, June. I mean, he feeds my soul. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
if I want to sleep with him, would I want to? Yeah, most definitely, because I don't never ask a man for money.
Yeah.
But he feeds me and gives back to me in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
That where my soul is, my cup that I pour is also being filled by him.
Right. But would you?
So
But if you did sleep with him, and he offered you
mhm.
money, would you take the money?
It all depends what the circumstance was in the situation.
Okay.
No,
If
a
he
pre.
see that I didn't have, if he seen that I didn't have no gas,
A pre.
Right.
A
or
pre.
hey,
Right.
let me
No.
give
No.
you a
No.
couple of dollars. Let me give you a little couple of dollars because of this, because I know you like sunflowers.
Yeah.
That's a different circumstance.
Yeah. It
But
Okay.
it's
is.
just like me begging for money. Oh no, man.
Oh, a pre.
No. Yeah.
So, so you say you met this dude in June,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still waiting to hit it?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, okay. So y'all
No.
already passed that situation.
Yeah. But and I
Oh,
would say
okay.
this. I would say this. Even if he was still waiting, you do have men that are very intentional, know what they want, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, they're not making sex the forefront. You
Right.
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're
Because
saying.
yeah, because if it's a man, he's really about you. He's not gonna push the envelope of sex.
No,
He's not going to.
I was
No.
wondering because you said that he poured into you and stuff, and you met him in June, and I was thinking
Hmm.
like, if he poured into you, what's the problem then? That's what I was gonna ask. 'Cause I thought maybe you was holding out on him.
Yeah.
But
No, and sometimes we had that rule back in the day. Act like a woman, think like a man. Sometimes you made the guy wait just to see what he's really about. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is,
Yeah.
just like as men watch us, we watch the man, how he is character, how he handles himself, what does he do. I mean, women watch men the same way. But the thing is that, I'd say, sex, it shouldn't be the forefront. Pour into me and get to know me, who I am. I've
okay,
had this happen to me in college, to where I was with he was an ex, he's an ex. This is back in like 2002. I sleep with him for the first like 90 plus days.
Hmm.
The guy thought I was a lesbian
right,
because I didn't sleep with him. He's just like, I want to make sure we're on the same page. And when I finally broke it down to him and understood, He was like, "Damn, I ain't never had no girl, no girl. I was young at that time. Tell me no stuff like that."
Right.
But when he finally did get to that page, it was on and cracking.
So, my
But
question is, do you have any? Well, not saying do you have any friends, so don't tell your business. But if you had a friend that's thinking about selling her vagina, what would you tell her? And would you
why you
judge
say
her?
it like, no, no, I would not judge her. Of course, like we all think about, we have biases and we have those things that we think about. But my thing is, I would pour into her and plant those seeds as much as I could. I would pray if I'll ask her, does she want to pray about it, whatever she's going through? Because sis is going through something to where she has to do that. She has to do. She feels like she has to do, but she ain't got to do it because God will provide whatever it is. But at the same time, if she wants to do that, if she can't, because maybe it's an addiction for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. That's her point of view, but also it's to her life. I would do whatever I could as a friend to pour into her to have her not to do that
She just
and try to
needs.
give her.
She just
Uh-huh.
need. She just need $2,000 for rent, and she came to you and she said, "You gonna give me this 2,000, or I gotta sell this coochie? What you doing?"
Why
I
you
got a
say
question,
it
too.
like that? Why you say it like that though?
I got a question too.
You said that that word is so vulgar, but
Okay, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I would.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. You good.
Vagina.
You good. You good. But I would, like I said, I would pour into her and do whatever I can. Like if I had the money, if I could help her, whatever I could do. But if she's hell bent on it and set on it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, well, bitch, I told you so. You should have done that. Damn
Right, right. But
I'm not gonna say that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
right, but would you try to talk her out of selling her
Oh
vagina
yes, most
for
definitely.
you would talk
Most
her
definitely.
out of that?
I would try to, yes,
Okay.
as hard as I could, because I know once people are hell bent on something, if they gonna do it, they gonna do it.
Okay.
I deal with guys that take suicide. They suicide all the time. They
Okay.
gonna do it. They gonna do it.
Okay.
But
So
I
my
would
next
try as
question, my next question,
go.
Apri, would you try to talk her out of sleeping with the man who she just genuinely wanted to sleep with? She genuinely likes him. He's pouring into her, and she said, "Hey, I want to sleep with him." Would you try to talk her out of that?
No,
Okay. Okay.
because she genuinely likes him. Because the thing is, I'm not with her. I'm not with them when they're together. So I don't know how he is genuinely pouring into her. All I could go by is what she tells me. And as her friend, I have to be supportive in who she likes.
So is the
You know what I'm saying?
so is the issue so the issue is not having sex. The issue is having sex for money and selling sex.
Yeah, selling, it's almost like she's selling her soul. You know what I'm saying? Like you have sex because you want to have it, but now you just having it because you got to pay this rent. But you not going out here. She could be not going out there doing what she got to do, or being the borrower, not the lender. You know what I'm saying? She's spending her money wisely. It could be all different type of circumstances. But if she genuinely likes this guy, he's pouring into her, and they've been talking for a while. I mean, if he gonna give her $2,000, that's between them. They grown. But now, if you just selling that's a different circumstance. That's the other end of the spectrum for me.
Yeah,
You
and,
know, but
and
sis is gonna do whatever she wanna do.
yeah, yeah, and I
I
feel
would
like
try to.
I feel like
Go
sleeping
ahead.
with the guy. I feel like sleeping with the guy. You know, whether if you doing it for money or doing it just in general. I just feel like both of them is something that we should, we will hope to abstain from, knowing our worth and, walking with Christ and being in, trying to value ourselves. For both reasons, we should do that. However, people see that having sex for money as selling your soul, but having sex for pleasure is not selling your soul.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Oh, I can't hear.
it's a fine line. You know what I'm saying? Because we know as Christians, our flesh gets weak. I ain't gonna lie, my flesh get weak all the time when I cuss somebody's ass out, or when I go out here and have this drink, or you know what I'm saying, anything. Your flesh is weak, and the walk with Christ, He never said it's gonna be easy. I believe that you just have to you remember His word, do His will. And the thing is, like my pastor preached about it all the time. It's not going to be easy. but you gotta steadfast and remember in those hard moments to where, okay, I don't need to do this. I mean, it has to be some type of fire ignited within yourself to do right.
Yeah, absolutely. And
It has to,
continue to try. At least try your
yes,
hardest, because what I've learned is
yes,
regardless of, how long you make the guy wait, you can make the guy wait for 2 days, you can make the guy wait for 2 months. If that's his intentions is to get the sex, he's after he get what he wants, he's going to become the person he is anyways, so even if he is pouring into you for 2 months straight and you sleep with him after 2 months and now he's not pouring into you no more and now he's kind of checked out of the situation, it's like how many times do you do that with how many different guys before we learn as women that, hey, so I'm doing something wrong, something ain't working here.
yeah, yeah. And so, and the thing is too is like I've grown to realize is, when you mature and all the way around the board, your taste of men, or it could be from men going to females, that taste that you did have, that guy or girl, is not going to be the same.
Yeah,
So when
absolutely.
you recognize, like, hey, I done fucked up a couple of damn times. It's the same lesson. It's the same lesson over and over again. When you get tired of that shit, ask for repentance. I ain't gonna say you don't do anything wrong, but just look in the mirror at yourself and be accountable for your flaws and all.
Yeah.
It's okay if you have them, but at the same time, like you say, when you grow a little bit more, that taste of that person or the person you're always attracted to, it ain't gonna be the same no more.
And I feel like and you said as you mature, your taste in men will change. But I
Yeah.
personally feel like as you mature in Christ, your
Yes.
taste for men changes.
Yes.
Your taste
Yes.
for men changes. After you've done
Yes.
this so many times and you realizing that, keeping refraining from sex for X amount of time or giving it up soon, that's still not gonna make a difference. The only thing that could possibly make a difference is waiting to see if this man willing to take it all the way far and make you become his wife before you have
Yeah.
sex. That's the
Yeah.
ultimate. That's the ultimate thing. If this man is willing to wait for you and become your husband, I feel like 9 out of 10 times, then boom, jackpot. I think that's when you hit your goal. And I say that just because it's like how many times have we made a guy wait this amount of time, that amount of time, and they still have not been the right one. But how many times have we made a guy wait till marriage? Never.
Never.
So we'll
No,
never
I've
know
never.
if that's the answer because we've never done that.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then you have like relationships where people have met one time,
but
never had sex. Oh, go ahead, Maya.
I,
Who's that?
I always, and not to keep you on the phone, I always want to keep things at a logical point of view. And I feel like me talking to my son, and I got a teenage son, a young adult. I wouldn't say don't have sex and just wait till you make somebody a wife, because the thing is you have to adapt. The environment these days, we got social media, we got all these things that are important to to everybody, to the young men, to the young women. It's just back in the day when that was good, when people could do that, the environment was like it was good for
Yeah.
that. But these days, with everything that's going on, the atmosphere, all these topics that we cover here, it's not, I wouldn't tell my son to do that, because it's setting yourself up for failure, because that's not being realistic. Because everybody out here, not everybody, but the majority of young women, they coming on up, they want the bag. They want a man with a certain type of look. You got to be like this. You got to be getting this. So I would say, live life. Go through everything how you want to go through it. I mean, me personally, I feel like, and when you're an older cat, it's like sometimes you got to get sex out the way real quick to see what somebody about. I want to get it out the way because it seems like this thing is like, it's so weighty to you. Like this thing is a blockage. It ain't even that much of a big deal, because let's face it, these days, sex is not even all that, because you can get it on the app. You can go on the app. You can go overseas and get sex for like $10.
Oh,
You dig what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I feel like sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on the society that we're living in, people put too much stock into sex. Let's hurry up and get it out the way. Get a passport, go somewhere, see dimes all over the place, deal with it, get that thirst up out you, Young man.
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. There is no way. I disagree with that because there's no way I'm going to tell my young son to adapt to the changes of the world. So if nobody's getting married, you need to adapt to the changes of the world and do what everybody else do and just sleep around and get it out your system.
No, I'm not saying sleep around.
Right,
man.
or get it out your system, get it built up. And I understand you a man, and that's what men say sometimes. However, I've already had this talk with my son, and I'm going to tell him, obviously, we have different beliefs when it comes to religion, but me being a Christian, I'm going to tell my son what's right based on what I believe, even though I have not done it myself. But not one time have I told my son, hey, go ahead and sleep whatever, get it out your system. I did not tell him that. But what I did tell him is you supposed to wait until you married, okay? Because if you do not wait until you married, you are going to go through a lot of emotional traumas, emotional stress, emotional disappointments, possibly physical disappointments, physical traumas, STDs. You're gonna have to go through so much more when you don't wait until you marry. And that's just based off, what my beliefs and what I did explain to him. And I know everybody want to talk. I know everybody got something to say. I see that, but let me get this out because I gotta say what I need to say, and then I'm gonna let y'all have the floor. What I did tell him is you are a human, and I don't expect you to be perfect. And I don't expect you not to have sex. I want you to wait because that is the right thing to do. So try as hard as you can to wait until you married. But you are a human. You are a boy. You will have these urges. And like myself, I did not do this, but you will have urges to where you want to do it. And if you do, then just know that there are things that comes with that sin. So if you're going to do that sin, there is consequences that come with that. Because how many times have we slept around and got our heart broken? How many times have you slept around and got an STD? How many times have you slept around and got mad at the woman because she slept with somebody else? Or, so it's things that come with that. So I'm definitely not going to ever tell him to conform to the world. I'm going to tell him to do the right thing based off the law of my religion, which is a Christian.
Okay,
So
we're going to go with a
y'all
pre.
can have the floor. Y'all can have the floor.
We're going to go with Munya, then we're going to go with a pre. All right, go ahead.
Here it is. And that's a valid point. And I appreciate you saying that because I understand where you're coming from as a woman. But statistically, the statistics are showing us that these young boys, young women are having sex as young as 14 already. That's the reality of the situation.
Everybody don't have to be like that.
Everybody don't have to be like that. I totally understand. But this is the world that we're living in. So I would not tell my son I'm not saying I'm advocating for you to go out there, taste the waters. But this is reality when it comes to a man. The reality of life is nobody is immune from heartbreak. You can't, as a man, you can't live your life running away from traumas. Don't nobody get away from it. This is part of life. Being a man is dealing with trauma. It's learning how to deal with it because it's coming, You're gonna have. I don't care if you grow up in a financially stable family, you're gonna have financial problems. It's gonna be a different type of problems. I don't care if you're good looking and you have all of the attributes and you meet a woman. You're gonna have some issues that you're gonna deal with dealing with a woman. One woman, you get married, you had kids. Part of the human nature gonna be inquisitive. You're gonna wonder what it's like being with somebody different. All of this, you're not supposed to react.
How can you wonder what it's like being with somebody different when you never had that? How can you know what's different if you never had different?
Okay, wait a minute. We're gonna let before we move on to that, remember that question. We're gonna let I think Apri had to say something a minute ago. So Apri, you go say what you had to say.
No, I was just agreeing. I didn't want to say nothing.
Okay,
I was
good.
just agreeing.
Okay, well, we're gonna go into this. Wanda, you had a question for Munya because it's good for this topic. Go ahead with your question.
How do you know if you're gonna want something else or want something better or want something different when you don't have nothing to compare your wife to? And we don't know this because we did not do this. But if you saved yourself until marriage, how do you know? How do I know? How do any of us know that you're gonna have that heartbreak with that woman, or you're gonna have the same problems that we have? How do we know that you're gonna have those problems if you've waited until marriage to have sex?
It's simple these days. Back in the day with work, these days, social media, porn, TikTok. you're going to see these images of, oh, I wonder what it's like being with an Asian woman. Oh, this dude, he got 5 women. He ain't even married. He got all this money, and I'm stuck in here doing this. You may be in a good situation, but depending on your mind, you seeing a lot of things because you got all these signals coming out of different places, and that's what sometimes, and I'm not saying that that's what you should do, but it's the reality of the situation. We see so many things. I ain't never been a millionaire before, all right, but you're like, man, I wonder what it'd be like. That's what I'm saying.
And that's why marriages do not last and cannot last and will not last without being grounded in Christ, without being grounded in religion, and without knowing and having some sort of spiritual power of religion, which me personally, of Christianity, following that and following that law. How can it work? You can't just have that marriage and that union without having that religion grounded in it.
I got a story. Okay, the girl I talked to, she had a boyfriend in college. She lost her virginity her freshman year. Then fast forward, she broke up with him. They was together for like a year or two. Then I find her, she haven't had sex in a while since him. I hid it. She said, I could never go back to that. This to your point, Warner.
Okay.
She said that if she would have stayed with him for the rest of her life, she would have been just fine with his small meat.
Yes.
She had no idea it was small
Oh,
until
Lord.
I had sex with her.
Absolutely.
And she was like, I can't go back to that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
have nothing to compare it to.
She had nothing to compare it to.
So
So,
that was
it
the
was
best.
just
Exactly.
fine. It was fine with her.
But that's why, as to Munyan's point, social media, porn, and all of these things, that's why in order for that marriage to work, you have to ground yourself in religion. You have to ground yourself into God's word and actively serving and seeking God, actively after God's own heart, if you want that marriage to work in that circumstance, in all
And
marriages, but in that circumstances of saving yourself until marriage. It's a benefit. It's a benefit
yeah.
because you don't have nothing to compare to.
But-
But if you don't want to be pulled by distractions of porn and social media, you have to ground yourself in God.
So, and for me, I totally agree with you, But I love to live on reality because I'm right now when I'm seeing the statistics. We have all these issues that we have right now because we have people doing OnlyFans because you're making a lot of money instead of grounding yourself and go get a job, going to college and doing all these things. This is the reality of what we living with. So in a perfect world, what you're saying is right. And I'm agreeing with you. But what's on the ground and what we're looking at right now, the reality of it, just the video we was watching with Lil Baby and all in, that's the reality of what we deal with every day. And we got people being raised up on that. So that's why I always say when it comes to life in general, you got to have rules and regulations because if you don't got none, you're going to fall for the okie doke.
Well, Warner, you had a question that I said you had at the beginning of the show that I want you to ask, but
Yeah.
you went with the other question. Go with the question that at the beginning of the show.
Okay, so my question to you, we're gonna get off this topic.
It's still the same topic though. Basically, that's why I said
but
plug it in.
okay, but Munyan, if you can go back throughout your life and your relationships, right, and with whoever you've been in relationships, and spend the rest of your life with one person that you've been with, one person, would you be willing to do that?
Okay, hold on. That wasn't the question, right? The question was, if you could start over and have only one romantic partner for the rest of your life, could you do it?
If I could, yeah.
Like from the time you lost your virginity, that's the only person you have sex with for the rest of your whole life.
Yeah.
You could have did it.
Yeah, I could have did it, man.
Man, that just contradicted everything you just said.
I could have did it. Let me tell look, man. Let me tell y'all.
Look, we ain't judging, man. We just trying. We trying to figure it out.
Look, you.
We
let me
all
tell
trying
you,
to figure
I
it
coulda
out.
I could have did it because I just feel like it's too much, and I know we sound like a contradiction, but I
Yeah,
just feel
but
I
it's
know
okay, but it's okay.
Yeah. I'm always gonna keep it a thigh while y'all. I'm not perfect. I just feel like
Right. Me either.
that's. I feel like it sounds like a contradiction to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been exposed to so much.
Right.
I done seen so much, and I done did so much, and when I look at it, yes, it's experience or whatever. And I speak like this because I am in the world, and I
Right.
want to say I'm in the world, but I'm not off the world.
Right,
but this
right.
come from experience.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like I done did so many things that I regretted. So when I speak to young boys, I'm like, don't do it because I did it. So that response is based on that because I done seen so much. If I could take it back, yeah, I would want to be with one person and just like I'm good.
Because that's what you want now.
Because
that's what you want now.
That's what I want. After experiencing
After-
everything, I'm
After
circle
going through
the block.
everything
I'm
you
like,
told me,
yeah.
now you ready to do.
Now I'm
you
ready.
ready to do what I'm telling you.
Now I'm ready. Yeah, but
But that's what you want now.
but that's what I want now.
Something with some substance.
Something with some substance.
Something you can build.
Something we can all
Yes.
build.
Right,
But when
of
you
course.
but when you look at life, that's what I'm saying because that's what I want. But logically, this is a hypothetical question that you asked me. If would I want to do that? That's the same thing when you were having that conversation. I was like, in a perfect world, what you talking about, everybody should be grounded in God and just stick with one person. You are right in a perfect world. But when we look at what's going on, it's not a lot of people that are doing that because
It's
of the
not.
temptations. So we really, what you're saying, we really need to, and it's part of the reason why we got this podcast, Get It Off Your Chest, because it's like we just kind of really trying to parlay that. It's these temptations out there.
We
that
just trying to figure it out.
We just trying to.
Neither one of us is, neither one of us has to figure it out. Neither one of us is right. We both got valid points. We both. That's why we giving our opinion. Is a priest still on the phone?
Was she on the phone?
still
I'm
here,
sorry.
girl.
We so sorry.
Oh, we so
Apri.
sorry. We so sorry.
This one took us there. This one took us there.
Hey.
And I know I know you over there listening like, well, hey, I'm
know,
with
I've
you when
been
you're right.
chiming
When you're
in,
right.
but y'all having a good convo. Look,
Just keep going out, but hold on, Apri, hold on.
Sorry, Peter, why you keep going out so they don't hear you?
Technical issues. Right here. Get it off your
Let's
chest.
see if
This
we
is
can hear you.
live now. That's what we do. This live. 469-796-6719.
Talk about
This is
it.
live conversations. Get it off your chest. Put it in the comment section while we get them wires fixed up.
Hey, Apri,
the wires.
can you hear?
A little bit. It's cutting in and out.
Okay, Apri,
I'm here.
Okay,
All right,
we
then.
hear you.
answer the question, Apri. Could you do that? Could you stay with one person for your whole life? Would you be willing to do that?
Yes.
Me
From
too.
the very beginning, you gotta let go of all the good times you ever had in the bedroom, on the car, whatever you did. That.
Tell him he's going out. He's so crazy. Tell him,
Ain't he crazy, girl? In the car, whatever.
tell him what was that last part he said?
I said, could you? My bad, I had to cut my mic off.
You good?
I said, you let go of everything that you ever done, all the good times you had in the bedroom, in the car, outside, wherever you used to do it at.
Not in the bedroom.
Why would you make this girl think about all that? Why would you take her back on all
Hey,
that?
yo, Book is crazy. Like, he gonna ask
Yeah,
the
yeah.
outlandish questions, man.
He
Go on,
is.
Pre. Go on,
Yeah.
Pre.
So yeah, I would. I mean, if it's that person that you said lost the virginity to,
No, like if you could just go back and have that one person, it don't have to be the person you lost your virginity to, but just one person from whatever age you lost your virginity. Just that one person from there on out.
if he was the one,
Yeah, if you was the one.
Yeah.
if he was the one, most definitely, because virginity, taking the virginity, of course, that's a monumental thing going on. You know what I'm saying? But if he was the one that I had to be with for the rest of my life and things are right, but like Perfection said, was to like build that foundation, because the foundation is the most important thing.
Yes.
But it's outside of, you know what I'm saying, the relationship with Christ, because you have to be grounded all the way around the board. I'm not just talking about sex, because sex is, the cherry on the top. But two, if I can grow with him and he knows he can learn to know what intimacy is, because most people don't know what intimacy is. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
if I had to be with that one person, oh yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Grow
Period.
together.
And
Grow-
and look,
grow
and
together.
that's that piece. And I don't blame you, and I agree with you. So look, we all on the same page.
We all
on the same page. Okay, we just going about it. We just all
just
going about it the different way.
differently, man.
We all want the same thing, but we just don't know how to get to the same thing.
Let's get Pre off the phone. She probably got something to do now.
Yeah.
done
And
had
we
about
got to
30
get ready to
minutes.
wrap it up, Miss
appreciate
Pre.
you, Pre.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate you, Pre.
Absolutely. Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, girl.
All right, there it is.
There it is.
And Pre always be coming with some
Yeah.
jams, man. Look, I want to say this, and I don't mean to have the last say or whatever. But The way you say, cause what you think? I always be trying to have the last say.
You
That's a
ain't got
man
the last
thing.
say.
and
You ain't finna have the last say anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up, y'all.
I ain't
Hold
finna
up.
let you have the last say because I got
Listen.
the cherry on the top.
You
like
got
my
the
girl
cherry
Bree
on top.
said.
Hey, come on with it. Listen, I want to take it elsewhere with it because I always like to do that. Nothing in Western civilization is by chance. The way we live, where we were born, the hospitals, our lifestyle, everything is controlled. Sex, entertainment, the kind of music we listen to, what we watch on here, YouTube, the sex, the type of people we attracted to, everything is controlled. It's a narrative that is put out there to control our lives, especially us as black people. So when you look at where these, opinions come from, I watched a documentary when people went out to this village out there in the Amazon. People was living good. They got the people they was living good.
No, I believe you. I believe
Right?
you.
They don't have a doula over. They got a doula. They don't got a doctor over there. They give birth and everything is good. They don't got no hospitals, but they got generations. And they went over there. They convinced the tribes to meet them, and they gave somebody like a can of pop, like soda, like a Sprite.
I seen that. Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
And
They were
then they drank it, and they was in drawers. Like, can you
they
taste
tripped
this
out.
or whatever? And they was trying
They ain't
to
never
damn
had
near
it.
trying to give everything up for this new thing that was introduced,
just soda.
right? So on a psychological level, this thing that we call normal is a norm. This social construct, a lot of these things are put up on us to have some kind of control for the major narrative that is put in front of us, and we be thinking that it's natural, but a lot of the times that's why I like to stick to logic. To why do we sway a certain way? Why can't we? It's like we have this podcast right now. Why can't people find out about what we talking about reading the newspaper? Because newspaper's not popular no more. People want to watch something and see popular opinion. Don't nobody really tuning into the news. It's by design.
Changing things are
That's all I'ma
constantly
say about that.
evolving and changing. But that's why we have to have wisdom. To pick and choose what we should and shouldn't be evolving and changing with. That's why we need to have wisdom. That's why we need to have religion and Christ and God in our hearts, and working on our spiritual beings and working on our own hearts, so that we can know and have discernment and wisdom to decipher what we should and should not be evolving and conforming to. Now, I want to answer the question that y'all asked and that was asked to you. If I can go back and spend the rest of my life with one person, would I be willing to? And I heard when Pre said, the person she lost her virginity with. Me personally, I have a two-part contradicting kind of answer for that. But me personally, I would not want to go back and spend the rest of my life with the person I lost my virginity to. However, that person that I lost my virginity to is still a part of my life forever. So it's like, I wouldn't want to be with that person, but that person is still a part of my life forever because we share a child together, But would I be willing to spend my life with one person? I don't even know if it's in my past, but I would more than likely, just like you, just like Pre, and I'm going to agree with y'all as well, is I would definitely be willing to spend my life, with just that one person, and even if I could erase all the other experiences, if it was the right person, and if this was the person that God has meant for me, then absolutely I would be willing to do that. So that was a good question. I'm glad we got everybody's input on that. I'm glad we got Mayan's as from a male's perspective, my perspective, and then a viewer's perspective. So that was a great topic, great question. We want to get into some of the comments because we see y'all writing and commenting about that topic. I know it was a good topic. Let's see. If I am going to try to talk her out of it, better have a solution for her problem. Okay, that's going off the having sex for the money thing. It says, we all want to live a certain way, but life has its own way of throwing you into things. She's perfection. You can keep yourself perfectly only to get married to a narcissist or something like that. Absolutely. I agree. That's why it's important to ground ourselves in God and get to know who he is. Let him in our hearts, let him in our lives, and let him do the leading for us, okay? Right, but also striving to be yourself and not trying to follow the masses. I agree, Pre. You know we already here, sister. We already here. That's a great question. That was a good question. That was a good question. That was a good topic.
That was a
Mayan.
good topic. That was a good topic.
Yes.
And I want to say
it was about to get heated in here.
It was about to get.
Hold on, I'm
Yeah,
finna jump over there. I'm finna jump over there. Hold on.
Hey, listen, but the thing is, you know, the great thing about being a human being as well.
Yeah.
It's like you could change now.
Yes.
That's why we
Any
having this
day.
conversation. It don't really matter what you did in the past. You could change now.
Yes.
And I'll be the first one to say I done did some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk, and that's one of the reasons why I love being on this podcast, because I come from a point where it's like I've done some things.
Yes.
And y'all are teaching me some things. You always say some things that make me think.
Yeah.
But when I say certain things, it's like, okay, I've experienced some things, and the question was like, would you want to do those things? It's like hindsight is like, man, I wish I would have had it better. I wish I would have, thought different. I wish I would have acted different.
Right.
But the thing is, right now, from now, when we talk about things right now as a
Yeah.
40-some-year-old, I'm still trying to do better.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
not looking at it as like, I'm not talking to y'all like, oh, y'all gonna get it wrong. I still get it wrong all the time.
Yes.
And I appreciate
will.
y'all input.
We
And
will
I have
continue.
conversations because I'm always checking myself. Oh, I was about to go. Nah, I
It's
ain't
all
gonna
right,
do that.
Mayan.
You dig what
It's
I'm
all
saying?
right. We all
I was about to
flawed.
relapse.
We all flawed. We all human, and ain't nobody got it right. That's why we conversating. That's why we can take a little bit of what you said. You could take a little bit of what I said, and that's why we sharing our opinions with one another, because none of us got it right. Ain't none of us married apparently, so we ain't none of us got it right. But I appreciate you for always keeping it real.
You
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Always keeping
You
it real
too. You keep
and
it on
always
the
standing
thigh
up from a male's perspective. So I trust your input, over a lot of other guys that I know. I trust your input because I know you coming from a manly, masculine, genuine place, and I know, so we're going to get it figured out, y'all. We're going to figure it out. We're going to continue correct. And we're going to continue to work on ourselves every single day, y'all. So that was a good show. We appreciate
As
y'all.
always, we was kind of chill today,
Yeah.
but we still kicking it.
We did.
Keeping
we
it a
did.
thigh wow.
We appreciate everybody
Hey,
for tuning in. Everybody in
appreciate
the
y'all.
comments, y'all. Y'all know we here every week. Before we go, let's talk about our products, okay? Y'all know we got the Perfect Ion Collection candles. Y'all know where to get those. We got some Valentine's Day Baccarat scented candles. We got our men candles. We have our sponsor, Karanj. He usually in the comments, but he's not in today. So we got our sponsor, Karanjville, his cologne. Y'all make sure y'all go and shop. And of course we got Shadow Outlines. That's Mayan's
Shadow
book.
Outlines, the
Mayan, show the people the book.
Yeah.
Y'all know where to get the copy. Definitely hit us up on the DM.
Yeah, you can hit me up in the DM if you want a signed copy, but y'all can get it on Amazon. You can just go buy it just strictly on Amazon
Yep.
and read it. It's good, and the numbers is jumping, doing gymnastics because of y'all.
I'm
So
proud.
I really appreciate y'all. But
We appreciate y'all as always.
Thank
we
you.
love y'all, and we'll see y'all here
100%.
next week.
Peace.
Peace.